So ask your question again.
I was saying, I seen a comment. One of the women was like, "Why do men shame women who've had kids?" You know what I mean, like stuff like that. And I was just thinking to myself, why wouldn't we? Especially if you weren't married or you know what I mean, you wasn't in a relationship with the guy. Like, why wouldn't we?
What's this picture you have in your profile? I can't really
Oh,
see
that
it.
was a picture a while back. Actually, that was when I was in Florida. I
Uh-huh.
was at a bar. Well, not yeah, I was at a little bar.
Huh. Interesting. Were you all right? So you think that we should shame women when they have children outside of wedlock?
I mean, it's not really. I wouldn't say just shame them, but I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a girl's consent to have. You know what I mean? Kids, it's your consent to have sex. It's not like a man, unless it was, you know what I mean, unless it's the wrong type of way, but it's your consent as a woman to have sex. So why
But you
wouldn't we?
know, I mean, isn't it both? Doesn't both people consent to having sex?
Yes, sir, for sure. But a
Okay.
man can't just force you to do something. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A man can't just strong arm you to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's your choice to carry the baby. You know what I mean? It's a woman's choice to do that at the end of the day. Like
No.
that they hold the same way we hold like the key to marriage, a woman hold the key to sex. That's how I look at it.
How do men hold the key to marriage? Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Let me go back a little bit before we
Okay.
before. Okay. First of all, men can't force women to do things that women don't want to do. Happens all the time. Coercion, straight up, great, whatever. So yeah, men can't. Secondly, men also control their own ejaculation. They could pull out. They could wear a condom. So blank. So once again, saying that this is a woman's responsibility is wild to me. Thirdly,
That's
once you gave that woman that fertilizer, that's your baby too. So you're just as equally morally to me, like I'm going to shame Jay if Jay abandons his
uh-huh.
children more than I wouldn't shame a single mother for being a single mother. But I will shame you all day long as a man if you abandon your child. I don't care if you had it in or out of wedlock. I'm judging you,
Most
not her.
deaf, and I
It's
agree
your
with you
baby.
on that. And I
So
agree
why
with
would
you
you
on
want to
that, brother. I
shame a
won't lie.
woman?
Like
Yeah. So why are we shaming women who take on the responsibility of keeping the child? Why would you shame them? What are you shaming them for? For having sex?
for having sex, that part, and also, like I said, that it's their consent to have sex. If you had sex outside of marriage and you're not already married, you know what I mean? I really don't
Have you
agree.
had
If you
sex
know what I mean,
outside
if
of
you're
marriage,
not
Jay?
already married, you shouldn't be having kids.
Have you had sex
Say it
outside of
again.
marriage?
You best believe it.
Okay. So you've had sex outside of marriage. Do you have kids?
No, sir.
But you've had
Not
sex
at
outside.
all. When I do have kids,
Yeah. But you've
yes,
had
sir.
sex outside of marriage. Have you had unprotected sex outside of marriage?
Yeah, I've had unprotected sex for sure.
Okay. So if you've had unprotected sex outside of marriage, who are you to judge anybody else for doing the same thing just because they ended up getting pregnant? Wouldn't it, didn't you just get lucky or whatever because the woman didn't get pregnant? You didn't do anything to stop her from getting pregnant. You made no precautions whatsoever to stop the woman from getting pregnant. You shot up the club just like every other dude did who does that, but you just don't have a baby, and now here you are judging them for getting pregnant. Make it make sense.
Yes, sir. But because I'm gonna make it make sense for you, boss. So listen to this. Like, if you a woman and you having sex, why? Like, if you not wanting a kid and you can't like have that responsibility, why would you be having sex? Is my question. Like, you know what I mean? That's like I said, they consent to sex. A lot of women they brag. Like nowadays, a lot of women brag on degrees, but they going to school to get degrees. Where your man at? How
Hold
you
on.
going to school and you ain't find a man?
Wait. How do we get on talking about their degree? So let me. Okay. How are we talking?
Okay,
Why are we talking about their degrees now?
because that because that's a 3 like I feel like a lot of women go to school and they get degrees, but they was 304s all throughout school. Like you feel me? They was doing what they wanted to do all throughout school. And I'm gonna just keep it hot. Like for me, I don't, you know what I mean? I of course I'm ashamed somebody who has kids when they're not married. Like you choose who you like you supposed to choose your baby daddy wisely. Like that's we always put women past that. But like men, of course, we gonna get the shame for it because it's terrible to like have a kid and not take care of them. It's horrible for sure. But it's
That's
like
it.
a woman has
Full stop. Full stop. No but. There
yeah,
should be
it's
no but
horrible.
after that. So I
It's
got a question for you, real quick. Were you
uh-huh.
raised with your mother and father the whole
Yes,
time?
sir. Mother and father.
The whole
Mother
time.
and father have been married for about 23 years now. My brother actually just got married yesterday to a black woman, which I'm proud of him. I plan on getting married to a black woman myself. He just got married Friday, excuse me, in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Bet, how old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
Nice. Are you the oldest?
Nah, my brother is actually 24. He's 18 months older than me. He turned 25 the 13th. So
Okay. So your mother and father had a child outside of wedlock.
no, sir. No,
So
sir.
they've been married for 23 years, and your brother's 24. Is that a
No,
baby from
no.
another marriage?
Well, my bad, my bad. They've been married for longer than 23 years. Excuse me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they didn't have a child outside of wedlock. I just, you know what I
Okay.
mean? I messed up the years, but they definitely did. No, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents been married for like probably about 30 years now. Really, it's done been a minute. I just forgot how old they was.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, and I
Why
don't think
they- Go
and
ahead.
I'm curious to know what do you think marriage prevents?
What do you mean when you say
Let
prevent?
me ask you a question. Does marriage prevent single motherhood or father abandonment? Does marriage prevent those things?
No, father abandonment is terrible. Man, we have to be better. If you having kids, we have to be better. It's no excuse. But I just don't want to give the women a pass because they have no excuse either. You're consenting to a man that maybe didn't even want the child. You just passing through red flags and you having kids. That's you know what I mean? Like you having
But you
kids,
didn't
but
answer. But Jay, you didn't answer the question. Does marriage prevent single motherhood or fatherlessness?
I mean, of course, I mean it could. It would help. I mean, if you married, I'm assuming that you took the time to study that person and you know who you marrying, so that would help. If I'm not, you know what I mean? If somebody's so I would say you said do it prevent it? No, because you can get divorced, of course. You can get divorced. It's not gonna
Okay.
just fully
Okay.
prevent it.
Cool. Let's
Yeah.
start there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what is the point in you trying to shame them for not being married?
Because a lot of women are just consenting to sex and then they blame their baby dad as in like they didn't consent to it, boss. That's the only reason. Like it's like that they both played a part in making the child. And some women after they make the child, they feel like the child is fully. There's some baby dads, and I know a couple of like my people I grew up with, baby dad, like their dads now, and they not together with you know what I mean, they woman that they had a kid with, but it's like it's for me, I just I'm just holding women accountable for having to consent to sex to have kids with a man that ain't willing to have your kid, that ain't willing to be there for the kids. Like it's
I
just
think okay.
decision making.
So let's make it make sense. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
say because you and I both agree that marriage doesn't prevent single motherhood or
No, it
father.
definitely doesn't.
Okay, cool. So what? So the same. What do you think happened in that situation when the so they're married, they have children, they end up not being married, they end up getting divorced, and the father leaves and abandons the child or neglects the child. What happened? Was that the woman's fault?
It's plenty of things that could have happened. A man could have simply, you know what I mean, just abandoned his child and just, you know what I mean, not cared. He might not, grew up in the best like environment, maybe.
Yeah,
But I mean, also the woman could have also had the child and realized the man is the one that she wants. So now she want to get
that's
child
fine.
support. Yeah, now she want to get child support from the man instead of keeping the man that gave her the kids. So
That
I
doesn't
mean,
make
it's plenty of like you know
that
what I mean,
doesn't that doesn't make
scenarios.
that doesn't make sense. The child support thing doesn't make sense.
Why do you think that? I know a lot, you know what I mean, of women that would rather get child support than keep their baby dad. Like, I mean, that's like a
But
flex.
you're missing the point in that. It's not the child support, it's that they don't want to be with the baby father. It's not that they you see what I'm saying? They don't
Yes,
like the
sir.
baby father.
They don't like the baby but had kid. That's okay. That's my point, public. They don't like the father and had kids with him though.
Hold on,
You
wait, back it up. No, but back
uh-huh.
it up, brother. Listen to where we're going. I asked you, because your whole thing, oh, you got to be married. If you're not married, I'm gonna shame you for that. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
So the women that got married and then had kids, and then the marriage dissolved. Now the mothers are single mothers. What happened there?
That's a question that you would have to ask the single mother. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to ask a single mother that because I mean, like I said, there's plenty of scenarios that could have happened. A man had like as a black man, of course, we have to be better. Like we can't have kids and not raise the kids. But my only point is women are not just like you can't just look at women and just think like, oh, she had a kid. It's like you know what I mean, and think that pretty much it's not her fault. It's not her wrongdoing because she had a kid with a man.
But she took but hold on, Jay. her having the kid, her most of the time women take the children, right? Like they're the one,
Mhm.
like the men abandon the kids and the women step up and take care of the kids.
Mhm.
Isn't that her taking accountability?
Oh, it's her taking major accountability for sure, for sure.
So
It's her
what more
taking major
accountability do you want
accountability
her
on
to take?
taking care of her kid.
So what
That's a
more
fact.
accountability do you want her to take?
The accountability of knowing that some men are not just gonna, you know what I mean? Some men just not gonna look your way. Like some men just not gonna go for it because you've had a kid, and a lot of people that I like, a lot of men that I know, the least dealt with, the better. Like I would rather have my girl, you know what I mean? I know we live in a different type of era, but I would rather my girl have less experiences than somebody with more experiences because I know, like you feel me, there's more pure in my eyes. That's my take on it. Like
I
I
think
do.
you're conflating a bunch of different stuff. And so
Okay.
what I so let's go back a little bit to the married. We've established that married women have children and then the marriage can dissolve and then they step up and they most of the time 85% of the time they take responsibility for the kids, right? They're the custodial
Hmm.
parent. Okay. So what is the difference between that and two people in a relationship? Because the way you're framing it is as if these women are accidentally getting pregnant all the time, which isn't the case. Or you're acting like these women, it's like a bunch of one night stands and all these women are just getting pregnant. It's a bunch of people in relationships, married or not. They're in committed relationships, living together, been together for years, and then they
Hmm.
get pregnant. Like, what's the difference? You're
That's
shaming them. They're in a committed relationship with that person. Where's the shame coming from? I don't get it.
a lot of times. See where I'm at. I don't see that a lot. I see women just having kids, and I don't even see like on Facebook. I don't see the baby dad in the picture half the time. Like that's what I see most.
Where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina, like Charlotte area, Lincoln.
Okay. How many people
Yeah.
live in that town?
About 15,000. But I'm in
15,000.
Gastonia right now. About 90,000 stay in Gastonia, so that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So 90,000. Okay. The city
Uh
I'm
huh.
in, it's close to 1 million people that live in my city. I know
Okay.
more. I know more people than you, more than likely,
Okay.
right? I've seen more people than you. I know more people than you, probably, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just making the point that why are you relying on your very limited information, your very limited perception? Because your own, because you say the people I've seen. Why are you judging it on that, knowing you live in a town of only 15,000 or 90,000 people? How big is this country? There's
It,
370 million people in this country alone, and you're talking about the and by the way, I'm giving you credit because I'm saying it's 90,000 people in your town. You don't know 90,000 people. You don't, once again,
nah, for
now I got
sure.
to get more specific. How many people live in your neighborhood? 1,500, 2,000, 3,000? So you're
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
seeing a small percentage of people. Do you think that is an intelligent way to look at something as big as pregnancy and
I can
child
agree.
abandonment? And like, you think that's the best
I
way to
can
look
agree
at it?
with that. I can agree with that. Yeah, I wouldn't say, you know what I mean, me saying people around me, I guess judging that wouldn't be the best. You right. You right.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So let's peel it. Let's take a step back a little bit. So I've been married. I've been married a good amount of time. I won't say a long time, but I've been married a good amount of time. Right. Most of my friends are married. I've seen marriages divorce. I've seen people get divorced and blah 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 blah. I know baby daddies. I know one night stands. People.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you this without a doubt. The, child abandonment and fatherlessness is the issue. It's not single. It's not single mothers because that doesn't make sense. If the baby daddy is bad, why are you not talking about the baby daddy? Why are you talking to the woman going, you chose him? Why aren't you going, hey baby daddy, you're terrible. Step up and be a man. Because a woman has the baby. We already
For
said that
sure.
that's accountability right there. She's
Yes, sir.
responsible for the child. So she's
Yes,
already
sir.
accountable. She took the
Yes, sir.
responsibility of the child. That's her accountability. Now, what accountability or responsibility does the father of that child get?
And
None.
I agree. And I agree with you. You're supposed to take all the accountability in the world. When you have a kid, you're supposed to take care of the kid. So for sure, all men supposed to take accountability for having a kid. But a lot of times, like men are told the truth. We told the truth all our life, bro. A
Are
man
we
getting
told the
told
truth?
a, a man getting told what you know what I mean, what a woman ain't getting told all her life. Like a lot of times,
What are men getting told that you feel like is the truth?
uh anything, bro. It can be, get from getting joked on or you know what I mean, anything that
No,
That
be
like a
specific.
woman,
What do you mean when you say men are told the truth? Give me an example of what that looks like.
as in like my father ain't gonna like we not sugarcoated things. Like a woman is already when she come on this earth, it's already like it's different than a man. Can you agree with that? Like a man is already, you know.
I think men are coddled. I think men are lied to all the time. It's like the things you're telling me are things that I unequivocally know aren't true. It's because you're coddling men right now. So you're sugarcoating this for men right now in real time. You're talking to the women who have the children, who took the accountability and took on the responsibility of the children. You're saying we should shame them. You did. I have to have a whole conversation with you about. But what about the men? What about the dads?
That,
And this is what you said. Yeah, they're bad, but and you pivoted right back to the no.
for sure.
Let's talk about the dads. Why are we talking about the people that actually have the children? That doesn't make sense to me.
That's the dads, like I said, it's terrible. It's terrible. If you're a father and you're not taking care of your kids, you know you got a son, it's terrible. Like it's terrible.
What do you think hurts more? The woman choosing a man that ended up being bad and ended up abandoning them, or the father who abandoned the child? So now who hurt more people?
I would say the father. I would say the
Okay,
father for
then
sure
let's
because
focus on who did the woman hurt?
her kid,
How?
because she's single. You're not
No,
you
that's
just
not. No. That's not true. She has the child. If she's taking care of the child, how is she hurting the child? That doesn't make sense. And also, I would say to you, she helped. If she got rid of the man who was not good for her, that was bringing her down, that's her helping the child. So she's helping the child.
I get it, and she is helping the child for sure. Of course, like she's like you said, she took responsibility of having a child. But that's my only point. Like a man is needed in the house. I feel like it's all. I feel like it's just happening too often nowadays, where women are having kids, bro, and it's just not.
Why are
You
men needed in the house, Jay?
for stability, emotional intelligence, really for a lot. Like really for a lot.
What type of stability? Financial?
Yeah, stability and finances. For me, I know financial stability. Like I said, emotional stability,
What if
and
men
just
aren't
somebody who's gonna
unstable
keep it
though?
real with you. Like your mama always, like even like the girls, your mom always gonna, you know what I mean. She gonna give it to you her way, but the dad is more. I feel like more logical. Women are more emotional.
You feel like what you're saying right now is rooted in logic. You think you're approaching this logically? This whole
I,
thing. Like let's take it back to you already
uh huh.
you talking about the people you see in your small town. That
Uh
didn't
huh.
seem logical to me. You
Uh
blaming
huh.
the woman you blaming the woman who has responsibility of the child, who took accountability for the child, and then not talking about the dad who abandoned the child and hurt the child and hurt the mother, right? We're
Uh
not
huh.
talking about him. We focus on the mother. You think that's logical? You think
Yes,
you you
sir.
think you think
Yes,
this is
sir.
you think this is
Yes,
logical?
sir. Because that's my point of view, sir. So it's like I'm not for me. I don't. I would rather have a woman like I said that's single with no kids. That's just me.
You
So of
single with
course,
no kids though, Jay.
huh?
You're single with no kids. I totally understand that.
That part.
You
Yeah.
you're talking if you're saying for you specifically,
Yeah.
100%. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not.
You,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you
I
can
don't
have
want to.
that
I don't
preference
want.
of being, yeah, you're not,
Yes, sir.
you're
Yes,
single
sir.
with no kids, you 23 years old. You
Uh huh.
don't want to deal with children right now.
That's a fact.
I'm with you.
Yes, sir.
I'm,
But yeah, I get what you're saying too, bro. I get what you're saying. I'm
right?
not just
We're not
shaming
talking
women
about you
for.
though, personally.
Huh?
Somebody got a question for you though, Jay. They said,
Okay.
um, what do you mean by pure? You said you wanted the woman more pure. What did that mean?
Mm-hmm. Really somebody who's like, you know what I mean? Like I said, it ain't been dealt with as much. I wouldn't want to take in no recent 304. Like if you that's your ways, I don't want to like you feel me? I don't want to take in a recent 304. I'd rather you be on your looks, on your purpose, not on your looks, but on your purpose. More
Can I
so
ask you a
than you know what I
question?
mean, out here just playing around with other men.
How many women have you been with in your adult life?
I can remember it all, you know what I mean? I don't want to just disclose that, but I can definitely remember all the experiences. It's like I can literally like it's almost I can use I would have to have three hands. So you feel me? So no more than you know what I mean, 15. So I can remember all the really sexual encounters I've had. I remember every woman. So
Yeah. So you're 23. You've been with we got
12 women. 12 women.
12 women at
Mm-hmm.
23.
Mm-hmm.
So if you met a woman and she had same age and she had been with 12 men, would you be okay with that?
I mean, I would have to pick up the vibe. Like I don't really never ask like a woman what her body count is, but I mean, yeah, I would be okay with it. But I never
Yeah,
ask what her body count is. That's just my discernment that I have. You know, just growing up
yeah.
with two parents, I feel like I just have discernment on a woman that's for me and a God fearing woman. So, I mean, I wouldn't really care like that, but it just depends. Like that is kind of up there, but
Is it up there for you?
yeah, it's up there for me. I won't lie. Like if you had like, but I am 23. Like I understand the older I get, that's why I just really want to be on my purpose now to find what I can find right now because I know that the older I get, it's gonna be harder and harder. Like the way I want to, have marriage. So seeing my brother get married Friday, it really was a blessing. It was just, seeing somebody I grew up with get married. They met in school. He went to FAU. She went to Miami. So they
Oh,
met in
nice.
Florida and stuff like that. So it was a blessing yesterday to see that.
Hell yeah. He went to college?
Yeah, he went to FAU. He graduated from FAU, Florida Atlantic.
Nice. So
Mm-hmm.
so basically what you're saying is that you're it's not about the body count so much. You're just talking about the experience. Cause I didn't know because pure, I didn't know what that meant. But you
When I
meant
say
like,
pure, I guess I mean just yeah. I mean, like I said, really, just really. When I say pure, like the least, like the more. I don't want a recent 304. If you get what I'm saying, bro. I would rather a woman. I would rather come in with a woman that's been probably in like three relationships, two or long relationships or something like that. Even you know what I mean? Like even if she was in longer relationships and she wasn't able to do as much because she was, you know what I mean?
have you been in 2 long relationships?
I've been in one, but not two. I've been in like one, and that was kind of back then. But
So I'm just you see what I'm saying though? Like, why are
Mhm.
you requiring things of these women that you don't do for your like you don't fit this either. So I'm not understanding.
Yeah,
If
what?
they're 304s, then you're a 304. If you want a girl
That's
that's been in 2 long-term
that.
relationships,
Hold
shouldn't
on,
you
Pop.
you know what I mean? Like I'm not understanding.
That, that's not the case though. When it come to like men, that's not the case. That's not the
Why not?
case when it come to men.
Who told you
Like
that?
because men, we out here like when a man have sex. This the thing. This the thing. OG. A woman wants a man, even they might not tell you that they want a man that's experienced. They love that. Like that's why you feel.
Who
That's why
told you that?
they love that.
Who told you that?
Women. I've been
Women
around
told you
women that
that?
told me that.
You
Yes,
just said
sir.
that you said that they might not tell you because they don't be telling you that. Women don't
No.
tell you that.
What? Why you say that? I've had
No
women tell
woman,
me they body
Jay,
count, and I know that they was. Say it
Jay,
again.
I promise you, I know for it. I'm so sure it is. I'm gonna say it. I almost never say stuff like this.
Uh huh.
I'm 1,000% sure no woman has ever told you they want a promiscuous man. Not one woman.
Oh, gee, I promise you they have. And it ain't really them telling me that they want a man that sleep with everybody. They want a man that's experienced. It ain't, you know what I mean? They said it in different terms.
But those
But
are
I've
two
had
completely
women
different
out.
things, though, brother. Because
Say,
you just said it. I've been with my wife for 17 years. I'm not a good example of that. But a person that's been let's say there's a woman or a man that's been in a committed relationship, like you were saying, for
mm-hmm,
for a long, 6, 7 years or whatever, they're going to
mm-hmm.
be experienced because they've been, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
having
for
sex
sure.
this whole time, right? Okay,
For
cool.
sure.
So that's different. Saying they want an experienced man, completely different than saying they want
That's true.
a 304. Now, if you challenge that same woman and said, okay, what if that experience came in the way of him having sex with 30 partners in a short period of time, they would say, ew, no, I don't want that. Right?
Yeah, some would. Some
Most,
would.
come on.
Oh, gee, this is the thing. Women don't value the same thing as men. We all can agree on that.
I
Women don't value the same things as men.
I disagree. I disagree.
And what?
I think that's a lie that men tell. Here's what I'm saying. Here's that what I
Uh-huh.
was saying, how men get told you said men get told the truth. Men get told nothing but lies. That's a lie. Women, you don't think
What?
women
So,
you
so,
think
so, 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 so men value money. So men value how much money the girl making. We value that.
yeah. You know how I know?
Explain.
Because most men and women who marry each other and date each other marry and date within the same they're around the same socioeconomic status. If men didn't care how much money she made, they would go like most men would go marry a woman. Like if I made $100,000, I go marry a woman that makes $15,000 or $30,000 a year. Most men who make that much money aren't marrying women who make that little bit amount of money. Most men
That's a
would marry
fact.
women that
That's a
make
fact.
If they make 100,000, she making 80, 90, 100, 120. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Something
fact. That's a fact. That's a
right.
fact. That's a
So
fact.
men
That's
definitely
a fact.
care about women's money. We just
That, but,
we
but,
lie though, Jay. We do lie
uh-huh.
about that. We do lie and say I don't care about her money because here's the reality. Here's the reality, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Men don't have to. We know that women and we know that women are going to take care of business for all intents and purposes, right? We know that we don't got to worry about stuff like that. Like they gonna get
That's
their
fact.
money. They're more responsible. Their credit ain't gonna be in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying most women, like they
Well,
not. You know what I mean? Most women are responsible, more responsible
I'm
than
listening.
we, right? If you meet a 23-year-old woman, I bet you her credit is. I'm not saying it's about you, but I bet you her credit is probably better than the average 23-year-old woman. Oh, we got 15 on the head right now. I bet you her credit is better than the average 15-year-old woman. Man or whatever I bet you her credit is better than the average 23-year-old man, right? The same woman, right? I bet you she got an apartment, her name on the lease. I bet you he's still living with his mama. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So men already know that we don't have to look at that stuff when it comes to women. We men are at an advantage when it comes to finding a mate, right? We
Mm-hmm.
don't have to, we don't pay attention to her character. We don't pay attention to any of that stuff because the assumption is most women are good to go when it comes to that. They have more integrity than you do. They have their stuff together more than you do. They're gonna help you build. They're gonna add all of this intrinsic value to your life. Most men already know that. So then what do we get to focus on? Wigs, weaves, lashes, what she looked like, her body count, all this other stupid ancillary stuff that means nothing, right? That's the
Yeah.
stuff that we get to focus on, and that's what you hear a lot of men talking about all the time is what she looks like. Wigs, weaves, lashes. I don't want no woman that da 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 da. Meanwhile, women be out here like I'm trying to find a man that's gonna treat me like a human being. I'm trying to find a man that is economically viable.
And, and that's
You know what I'm
sad.
saying?
Yeah, that's sad.
We got 30 on his head. Damn.
That's sad. But I get what you're saying though. I do get what you're saying. You kind of open my mind up kind of just a tad bit when you saying, you know what I mean, just you opening my mind up a little more.
Yeah, I just want you to know a lot of the stuff that we're told as men about women is just unequivocally untrue. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying a lot of it is like acting like women are so different. They don't value the same things men do. That's not what it is. I promise you. The difference is women for their own safety, by the way. That's another thing men don't have to worry about. When was the last time you
Mm-hmm.
dated a girl and was like, man, I hope she doesn't, it's date number 1 or 2, right?
It's been a while.
You in the car with her or something like that. You're not worried about like, I hope she don't just lock the doors and drive off somewhere. You know what I mean? I hope she don't
No,
try
that's a
to break
fact.
me. Like you ain't worried about that. That's the type of stuff women are worried about.
For sure.
You see what
For
I'm
sure. And
saying?
yeah. Like we different. We too different. For sure.
You think
I
we're
can see
different?
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think we're just,
men
yeah,
and women are different.
we are in
Yeah, no,
certain ways, but I think we do. But my point was, I think we want the same stuff. We got 35, 15 more. We got 35. We got 30. I think men and women are very much alike. That's my point. It's just the thing about like women care about looks too, right? But
so,
the way that these dating dynamics and the way that these dating dynamics are set up is that women can't really afford to put a big onus on looks. You see what I'm saying? Like that's one
no,
part of it. They can't be so focused on looks and miss out on a guy that's gonna treat her like a human being, but they're like, I
men is
shouldn't be attracted to him, which seems fair. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be physically attracted to him. That seems fair. Also, women don't objectify men anywhere near to the same extent that men objectify women. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly. Like
Yeah.
just having testosterone and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, men definitely. If you saying like lust over women more than women lust over men, I agree.
You think that's testosterone?
I mean, I think it's us having yeah. I think it's that. Yes, sir.
So you
As
think?
in
Go ahead.
as in like yeah. I mean, I feel like we get hornier than women quicker. If that's what you were saying, I don't. If you could recite what you said again.
Okay, so I'm saying like okay. So do women Do women objectify men? Meaning, do they dehumanize men? Like how
No, I
men
mean,
dehumanize
no,
women.
sir. The women that I'm around, no, sir. No, sir.
Mhm. But men do that way more than women do.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I heard you. You said not the women you're around, but I'm saying, and then in reverse, men do that to women. What like a lot. Men dehumanize women a lot, right?
I guess so, but the men that I'm around, no, sir.
But wait,
No,
you
sir.
can't say the men you're around you dehumanize women.
In what way?
You were just calling them 304s. You were just talking about
In what
shaming
way?
them for getting pregnant outside. That is the dehumanization. And what do you think the dehumanization of women looks like? That is literally what it looks like.
I
Like
guess you have a point, but I mean, women do the same thing. Women do the same thing, sir. Like, you know what I
you just
mean? Women
contradicted
do the same
yourself because
thing.
you just
You
said
see them
they
in the
don't.
comments. I know I'm contradicting. Yeah, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I'm just checking the comments. You feel me? They do the same thing. You prove me wrong on that. They do the same thing.
I
So
don't
I
know about
mean,
that.
you can say that, but they do the same thing when it come to they don't want a man that, you know what I mean, have been passed around. So, but I feel like that's men and women like are different in that state because men have to work for sex. They have the keys to smack. They have the keys to it. They gotta consent to it every time. So that's the difference for
Both
me.
parties have to consent to
Men
it.
out here, you know what I mean. Most men just say it again.
No, I don't think it's that men have to work so hard for Smex. It's that once again, we dehumanize women. We only see them as sexual conquest. And so we're addicted to that.
Mm-hmm.
That is validating for us. It's not because you can
Mm-hmm.
get one woman and just have Smex with her forever, right? If you wanted to. If it's just about having
That's a
Smex,
fact.
just get one woman and bed her as much
Mm-hmm.
as you want to, as much as she will allow you to, right? Cool. But that's not what
For
most
sure.
women are interested in. Lil Wayne has a really famous song saying he wish he could sleep with every girl in the world, right? So, and that's how a lot of men get down. Like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Show me that
Yeah.
song from a female artist talking about she wishes that she could sleep with every man in the world. Like what?
I bet it's a lot of female artists that do dehumanize women, that dehumanize men though, especially in this
Who?
generation. But I got what you're saying.
Who? Which ones?
Sexy Red,
I knew you was gonna say her. That's y'all
Glow
go-to.
Rilla. They really mad. You know what I mean? They do it all the time in their songs nowadays. But you know what I mean? I ain't really tripping. But you know, that's who women. That's who women like. A lot of time, you feel me? Like they got that culture. If my baby dad, so a lot of women want. Like I feel like a lot of black women, they be wanting to be single mothers sometimes. That's just my personal experience. Like, I feel like sometimes they want to be single mothers to be independent. I don't. That's just my. You know
What's
what I
wrong
mean?
with
That's
that?
how I feel.
But wait, real quick. Hold on, I gotta read this poll and I gotta ask
Mm-hmm.
you that question. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Women, do you want men way more experienced than you? Hell yeah. 6.15%. No, thank you. 93.85% said no, thank you. So
This your channel though, boss.
I think
They on
women.
your channel. They you know what I mean. A lot of women lie too. A lot of women lie and don't even know they lying, boss. Like I'm being for real.
Well,
Women, I hate to say it.
lies are
Women like
deliberate.
that's not, say it again.
Lies are deliberate. They're not. You don't accidentally lie. But
Yeah,
real quick,
that
let me
part.
read the super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Anthony.
That's
Anthony
why I try
said,
to hold them accountable.
when I okay. When I was an evangelical Christian, I remember speaking on women's news if it to be pure when I was 18 and naive. I missed that part. I thought it was if it was good to be pure when I was 18 and naive, I thought it was noble. But in retrospect, it's creepy and dehumanizing. Absolutely. Absolutely. That purity culture stuff is crazy. I think I got one more. Appreciate the super chats and super stickers.
So
So go ahead. And we
I'm
got
wrong. I'm wrong
we got 30.
for wanting the women that's not. You know what I mean? A 304 pretty much. Like that's not out here just sleeping with everybody. I'm wrong for that.
Well, you should stop sleeping with people then.
Nah, most definitely. I've been working on that. I don't just yeah, that's a fact. I'm not doing that currently. That's not what I'm
I
on
wouldn't
right now
be.
currently.
I'm not. I'm perfectly okay with anybody. Like you don't have kids and you don't want to date a woman with kids. We got 45 more to go. You don't want to date a woman with kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. Perfectly okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You make $100,000 a year. You want to date a woman that makes around the same amount of money. I totally understand that. You got a
That
college
part.
education. You prefer to date a woman with a college education. I perfectly understand that. But
That's what.
you being a high school, I'm not saying you, but whoever, this person being
Mhm.
a high school dropout and then being like, I'm only dating women that got a college degree. You making 35, 40, 50, $60,000 a year, talking about I only want to date a woman that
Mhm.
make $100,000 a year, or even worse, I want a submissive woman. I make $60,000 a year.
So where
Oh,
you
they
can't
paid to
even
clip you,
provide
Jay.
and protect.
They paid to clip you, Jay. They paid to play today. Damn. They said they couldn't take it no more.